actually learn from it, but also help others from their own experiences. I have a friend of mine, Pat Buckley. His brother Mike Buckley is part of the CBM ministries. Pat is from originally from the UK, moved here. He lived in Whakatane, but now is based in Tauranga. Pat's covered in tattoos. He's just had a rough background, and he buried 40 of his friends to drugs. 40 of his. He was clinically declared dead. And if you see Pat, you will see the tattoos. He just looks scary. But I tell you, he's a lovely man of God today. Because of his story and what he went through, today he started a ministry called Amped for Life. And he goes around schools talking about drugs and how that can kill you. He's got an amazing story. We should get him up here one day. But he's got an amazing, powerful story. And I'll tell you, there are a number of people. I was talking to Debbie, apparently, how many of you heard of CAP, Christians Against Poverty? Even the main guy back in the UK, he did well in life, but he lost everything, and he realized about how much poverty and how much financial need is in his society, that he started CAP, Christians Against Poverty, and now it's one of a great organization that are helping people to get out of debt. Your pain has a purpose. Either you can sit in it and cry, or you can learn from it and move on and never do what you've done or be in that place again. See, struggles make us stronger. Pain has the ability to teach us. I thank God for what I went through with my leg. I tell you what, I have got such great conviction, such great faith. It's not because I heard my father teach or preach when I was a kid. It's not because of my granddad preached or taught the Word of God. It's not because of that. It's purely my revelation of my God. Till 14, I was living in the revelation of my father and mother. What I mean by that, they dragged me to church. I went to church. They told me, you know, Jesus died for you. I believed it. But become a teenager, you think, oh, well, that's all rubbish. But when I had my own experience of God, when I had my own revelation of who God is, and when I was going through my leg issues, being suicidal, and all this, oh man, I tell you, I had so much faith that God taught me during that time. Today, I don't care what happens. I know my God is alive, and I know I trust in Him. He will never put me to shame. Today, people want to serve God, but they want everything lined up. I tell you what, if everything is lined up, you don't need God. Hello? I want this, I want that, I want this wages, I want that, I want to do this, I want to do, how long is that, how long will that, then I will serve God. No. You want to serve God? You do. You don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's the mystery with God. Pain is good. When we had 3 miscarriages, you kind of wonder, where is God? But we learned through that pain. And it's amazing. I remember when we first lost that first child, between Brock and Leo, this is, we thought God is cursing us. We've never met anybody up until that time that had someone had miscarriage. We thought, whoa, this is horrible. And we were so embarrassed to talk about it, but me being me, big mouth, I started talking about it, because I tell you what, if you bury it in your heart, it will create a lot of problems. Yeah. Talk about it with the right people, God will bring healing to you. Yeah. And when I started talking about it, how amazing how many people thought, oh, we've been through miscarriage. It's like half of the church. Oh, well, good, no. But you see, I don't know why God does what He does. I don't have answers. But what I do have is a heart full of gratitude to God, to say, I thank you. Yeah. I don't understand why they're picking on me, but I thank you. You know, with this guy on Tuesday, when I had a phone call on Tuesday, I was quite furious. I said, what is this? This is not right. I said, we've dealt with this 10 years ago. Why did this come back up again? And I would have really ruined, there's an opportunity to ruin my 12-year relationship with this one guy. So I sat there and I thought, what should I do? And I said, no, I'm going to give him a call. So I gave him a call and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. Can you please call me back? So he rang me back about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I tell you what, I said, hey, this is what I think. I'm furious about this. But I need to know whether did you really say that about me? Everything in me is saying, see, the nasty man, he's still after you. He's still. Because you got to know what he said to me 10 years ago is, I was good for nothing. He said, Peter, even working at Faith Bible College was just an accident, was a mess. He gets out of here, he can't do anything. These are the words that grip my heart. And you self-doubt. So all those, it's like, it's all coming back to me now. In a Celine Dion song. It was all coming back. But Matthew 18:18 says, call, talk to the person. So I rang the person. I said, what are you on about? Is this true? He said, bro, that's not true. I said, that's good. That it's not true. So we moved on. We passed it. We are friends. Our relationships gone more deeper today. What did I learn? 10 years ago, I never talked about it. I buried it in my heart. And I believed every lie, every filthy word that was spoken against me. After I moved out of faith, then I was kind of, because you think about those things a lot. And then God was starting to teach me, because I was going, what should I learn from this? And God taught me, you should have just asked Him right from day one. Because truth, see, sin only grows in the dark. What do I mean by that? You turn the house lights off, you get in your bed, and you lie down, and in the dark, it's your flesh that starts speaking to you. Your mind is going fast. All the negative things. Peter, he doesn't like you. He doesn't value you. He thinks you're good for nothing. He thinks you even saying you're called to be in ministry, that's just a bluff. All those things. But I had to learn to come and put it under the love, and the love amplified the truth, not the lie. I want to encourage you, learn to process it with God. Overcoming pain is only through the love of God. And pain has the ability to teach us, and pain is there to build your character. Amen. A lot of young people today, they want to serve God, and I love it, especially in India. When I was there, every young man and every young woman want to be a worship leader. And all they want to do is get on the stage with the lights and they want to do that. But you see, they don't have the discipline to actually learn how to tune a guitar. Hello? They don't have the discipline to clean after themselves. They don't have a discipline to change the strings on their guitar or the drum skins on their drums. They don't have the discipline to maintain what God has given them. You with me? Some of them looking very sheepishly at me at the moment. Is God saying something? See, it takes discipline, it takes pain, teaches us. There are two types of cries. There's a cry that you think, as we got young family, there's two types of cries. One cry, they want attention. You ignore it. But there is another cry, and that cry is so deep. It's so deep that it's so, you know in your heart, you'll throw everything you're doing and you will attend to them. And that's your Father in heaven. When you cry out to Him, people are so nervous to even be more emotional in church. Hey, that's where the presence of God is. Wherever He is, let's be real. You don't have to look smart. Oh, what will happen to my makeup? Who cares about your makeup? You got so much foundation, so much makeup, so much lipstick, and all the wrinkles are lovely covered, and all that. But behind that is a brokenness in you that you're trying to mask. I'm not just picking on women. Hello. Hey, I've learned this. It's called congenital insensitivity to pain. It's called CIP. Apparently it means, this is a medical condition. Congenital, there you go. Congenital insensitivity to pain. A person can be seriously injured without even knowing, as they cannot feel pain. CPI. Congenital insensitivity to pain. So it's a very dangerous thing, because your body, if I use a lighter to touch you, you back off. It's a good thing for you, because you're aware of pain. But there's a syndrome, apparently there's a condition in our body. Some people have the CPIP, where even if you're on fire, your arm is on fire, you won't feel the pain. There are a lot of people who have buried so many things in their heart. There's a spiritual CIP in our church, or churches, that we don't feel the pain anymore. Pain is good for you. Pain develops, prepares. Pain has a purpose. I love it in 1 Corinthians 10:13. He says, the temptation in your life are no different from what others experience. And God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can endure. God is always there with you in your pain. If you're not selected for that band you've been practicing, or your cricket team that you've been going, or your business, or whatever you're doing, God knows your pain, is with you and is there to help you. Don't just go through it, grow through it. Amen. Can I get the worship team up, please? You know, one of the things the Bible you read about the Israelites, they were very hard-headed people, quite thick. They never learned their lesson. They complained more than try to humble themselves. Nothing is a surprise to God. He knows what you're going through. Nothing is ever a surprise to God. He knows your pain. Either you can run away from God and blame people, because we have human tendency. We also always want to blame someone or something. You can either run away from God and go from pain to pain, pain to pain, pain to pain. Some modern Christians, church to church, church to church, church to church. Why? They're not willing to hear and learn what God is saying to them. You know, don't sit around feeling sorry for yourself. Because what you're going through will become a testimony. Your test becomes a testimony. What you're going through, God will teach you, and at the end of the day, you become a blessing to someone. Pat Buckley today, every year, once a year, overall in a year, he speaks to around 1,500 kids around North Island, talking about the effects of drugs. Jesus endured the cross because He knew the purpose. In Isaiah, and after this we're going to move on to some praying time, but Isaiah 61 verse 7 to 9, it says, instead of shame and dishonor, you will enjoy double share of honor. You will possess a double portion of prosperity in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours. For I, the Lord, loves justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. I will faithfully reward my people for their suffering and make an everlasting covenant with them. Their descendants will be recognized and honored among the nations. Everyone will realize that they are my people. They are a people that the Lord has blessed. Whatever the pain you went through or going through, whatever the shame that you have went through, God wants to honor you.